right, thank you. I'm Tim Ray, host
Hi.
on Awake in Atlanta.
Hi, I'm back.
With this, what do you call it? Well, not call it a bozo. What do they call you?
Bozo works.
All right, bozo works.
Radio clown.
All right, so guys, we have Sir Rod Patterson coming in. He's a man on a mission. You can hear all about his mission here in a second.
Nirvana. Thank you, Billy.
But without further ado, Sir Rod, welcome back. How are you?
Hey, everybody. How you doing? Timmy.
Why not Shannon? Why just Timmy?
Timmy.
Hey, how you doing?
What am I, chopped liver?
Shannon's chopped liver, you know. But so Rod,
Hello.
You are a celeb, and you know what it's like to be doing not only entertainment, but you also have a mission because you deal with anti-bullying in schools, and you teach kids about anti-bullying. But before we get into that, just tell a little bit everybody about your celebrity and your entertainment background, because my favorite thing, and I don't know if we had a chance to pull up any other pictures of him doing the Michael Jackson impersonation.
Oh yeah,
but come on.
He always goes back to Michael Jackson.
I know.
All the stuff I do.
I know.
Because I know
all your original stuff. He goes back to what you.
Outside of the Michael Jackson, the personal level and the things that he went through, I loved his music. I mean, he has just been life changing. So many people, you know. So it's really great. So I mean, tell us about your entertainment. What do you do, and how do you incorporate it into your work?
Who is your mother, and what does he do?
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I give you my elevator pitch, what I call it.
All right, there you go.
I'm the CEO and founder of a company called Sounds of Knowledge. And Sounds of Knowledge goes into high school, middle schools, elementary schools, and we use music like a tool to get kids' attention. But once we have that attention, we hit them with anti-bullying, anti-drugs, positive messages, and it's a good thing. It's a very good thing because we've actually stopped a few kids from committing suicide. So not only is it a good thing, that's my true passion.
Wow.
That's the first thing. Second thing is I'm a former creative service director for a record label by the name of So Def. You see the plaque back there. I was So Def about 5 years, but I got a chance to work with a lot of celebrities and all that good stuff. And then I love my years there working at So Def. They helped me get into the school touring thing that I'm doing now. And I say the best for last is I'm the proud father of a daughter that's an actress, but not some any old kind of actress, a 2-time Broadway appearing, Tony Award winning.
Wow.
Wow.
She also been in a couple of Tyler Perry productions, but her latest claim to fame that you guys in the audience may know about is she was in a little movie called Straight Outta Compton. I don't know if you saw it.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
What's she playing there? Wow.
My baby girl played Eazy-E's wife in that movie.
Oh, no way. Oh, wow.
How cool is that?
If I recall, I think she had an attitude too. In that character, yeah.
And so I do that. And then the final thing I'm doing right now is I'm singing the blues. I'm singing the blues to basically help fund my anti-bullying campaign. But I got a famous uncle who was real significant in the blues. His name is Sterling McGee. They call him Mr. Satan. He has a documentary on Netflix. And he also played with U2. And he's up in age now. He has dementia.
Right.
And so I can sing his stuff. And so we did a tribute album and a couple of my own originals. And we're going all over the world. We're going to Italy.
Wow. Hey, good for you.
Festivals.
Get in there. Don't get scared off about Italy.
Yeah, I know. I'm hoping by 2021, when we go to the festival over there, that it'll be cleared up.
Listen, just bring a can of Lysol with you and you'll be fine. All right? Just spray everybody with Lysol. It's the solution.
Now back to the bullying. Last year, what blew my mind, I was invited to Seoul, South Korea to come over to our Army base, Camp Humphreys Army base, to talk with about 5,000 kids about bullying. So that lets you know how significant and how big and broad this is. They flew me halfway across the world to talk to kids in a military base about bullying.
Wow.
So bullying is here. And I got my own spin on things, but we'll get into that. But whatever questions you got, I'm a bullying expert.
Well, real quick, back to the blues. You say that you sing, before we get back into the bullying, you sing the blues. Do you sing around town, or like where do you play? Where can we come watch you?
Actually, we're going to be doing an album release. I just finished up our album. It's called Come Together. And we're going to kick off our tour sometime in June, I think. But I'll definitely let you know when we're going to be doing a concert here.
Yes.
And so, but I'm telling you, it's going to be real big. Wow. I'm going to be like, to the blues is what Tiger Woods was to golf.
Yes. You love the blues.
I do. That's my favorite.
We went to that blind place. What was it called? Blind?
I'll be there. I'll be at Blind Willie's Friday night if you guys want to come join us. So Sir Rod,
Yes, sir.
let's go back. You flew around the world, halfway around the world. So a military school, talk about bullying, especially a bunch of guys, right? Kids, right? Bullying each other.
Yes.
If there's going to be bullying, it's going to be in a military school, right? So you flew right into like the hot spot of bullying. So what was that experience like? And what'd you do?
Well, I found out, ironically enough, that the kids are just like normal kids, but what they're dealing with is that their father or their mother is gone, and there's a lot of different dynamics. They're in a different country, and they all put in one school. Now Camp Humphreys is like the largest military base outside the United States. It's like the size of Washington, D.C. It's huge. And so they're dealing with the Korean side of it. And they also have Korean kids in the schools, and where some of the Korean parents work on the base and they get a chance to come to the schools. And so it's like the same mixture. Bullying doesn't care. It don't care if you're black, white, green, or yellow. It's an equal opportunity offender.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You're right.
So, and so when you do these school events, you mix in, because it's a serious topic, right? And often I find with kids, if you sit there and talk about a serious topic, they're zoned out, right? You know what I mean? They're on their phone, whatever.
Like me.
So
when you talk about serious.
So what do you mix in with your serious talk to try to keep their attention?
A lot of humor. I tell the program's called Five and Fun. And I tell the kids, if they could be quiet for 5 minutes, we're going to have some fun. That 5 minutes turns into more like 10, 15 minutes. And basically, I tell them there's 5 different types of bullying. I tell them there's 4, but there's really 5. The first one is physical, and then verbal, cyber, and then something I call accidental bullying. Basically, if they see bullying if you see bullying in any form, physical, verbal, or cyber, and you ignore it or you pretend it's not happening, in a roundabout way, you become a bully helper, a bully assistant.
Bystander, bully,
And when you're laughing at the bully's jokes, what you're really doing is giving that bully a pat on the back, thumbs up, and a high five, and you're saying, "Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Bully, you're pretty cool. Please keep doing what you're doing." But we all know that's not true. That's why I call it accidental bullying, because most kids just don't know any better. But
right.
Now that you know better, I know that you guys can do better. That's kind of
What motivated you in the first place?
Hold on. What's the fifth one?
The fifth one is the most scariest, the most serious one. It's something called self-bullying. Self-bullying.
Yeah, we talked about. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Talk about that for a minute, because that's critical. I think that's the most common one, because what we covet, what we see every day, we act out on, right? So.
Right. I tell the kids, self-bullying is more like a disease, and what makes it so scary is that the kids that are infected with the disease, most of them don't even know they have it. Then I go into the symptoms. If you ever said or thought to yourself that you're not important, nobody cares, or you really don't matter, or when you make a mistake, you're really hard on yourself. You call yourself dumb, stupid. Some kids go as far as even to cut themselves. Or if you ever said or thought to yourself that the world, you're not that important, or the world really don't care. Well, if you did that, or you said that, or you thought that, and you felt that in your heart, well, there's a good chance that you might be infected with self-bully disease. And if you don't get yourself cured from that ugly disease, there's a few bad things can happen. So you can hurt yourself, you can hurt someone else, or even worse, you could die.
Wow.
And you hear a gasp in the audience, and then I know they're listening.
Yeah.
But then I tell them that Sir Rod didn't come all this way just to scare you, to tell you that you're infected with some disease where there's no cure, because there is a cure for self-bully disease. And I'm going to give you that cure on the next 5, and then we go have some fun. Then I give them the cure.
What is the cure? Is it self-love?
No, the cure
meditation?
Just a couple different cures. For schools, I tell them, don't ignore it, report it. You have to report bullying. That's the answer. The key, you got to talk to somebody. So, but a lot of kids have a hard time with reporting things because they don't know the difference between reporting and snitching and tattletelling.
Yes.
And I tell them there's a big difference between the two. And then also,
what is the difference between the two? Because I think people need to know.
When someone snitches or tattletales, 9 times out of 10,
Shannon's a snitcher. That's all she ever does. You can't trust her with anything.
Put me in a ditcher.
9 times out of 10.
Snitches get stitches.
Snitches get stitches.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, they're doing that to try to get someone in trouble, or at least keep themselves from getting in trouble. That's snitching. When someone reports something, 9 times out of 10, they're doing that to try to help somebody out. See, the key word there is help somebody out. Then I tell the audience, I say, I'm seeing some puzzle faces. So let me give you an example. Let's say you got off the bus today in your neighborhood and you're skipping home like I know you normally do. And you happen to notice that your neighbors accidentally left a brand new puppy named Fluffy in a car with the windows rolled up, doors locked, and it's a hot summer day. Now, Fluffy's looking at you and you looking at Fluffy. Fluffy's looking at you and you looking at Fluffy. And Fluffy's making the cutest noise in the world. Is it a bad thing to go knock on that neighbor's door boop, 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 and report to them that they accidentally left Fluffy in the car and Fluffy's in trouble? And they'll say, no. Then why would it be a bad thing to report to a principal or a teacher or a counselor that one of your classmates is being physically bullied every day? Some big kid is beating and punching on them at the bus stop. That's physical bullying. Or they've been talking about them in the hallway in the cafeteria, and they keep saying that same mean, dry joke over and over and over. They hurt her feelings. She ran out of the cafeteria crying. That's verbal bullying. Or they started posting that same mean joke online, and now she's at the store minding her own business, and kids that she don't even know are picking at her saying that joke because they saw it online. Now she's running out of the store crying. That's cyberbullying. Why would it be a bad thing to report it?
Right.
Repeat after me. Don't ignore it. Report it. And I get them all.
Yeah.
And
then snitch, and they compare that to snitching, where that's like you said, it's just more about getting themselves in trouble. They're about getting themselves in trouble, right?
Yep. Now, Tim, I wanted to touch bases on one thing that came to me just recently.
Okay.
That I've said there's 5 different types of bullies, but I recently found out that there's a 6th.
Ooh.
One that's
is her name Shannon McVey? That's like your own category?
Yeah,
No?
It's kind of like self-bullying, but it's worse. It's kind of, I put it on the same scale as the corona and Ebola. It's like it's a pandemic. And it's something I call monkey see for the kids. It's monkey see. Because it's like monkey see, monkey do, or really it's conformity.
Right.
Conformity, I think monkey see disease is like gives birth to all the other bullying. Why you see this rash or flare up of suicides in the youth and in adults is because of the internet. And I think people are contracting monkey see disease, comparing themselves to other people and saying, hey, my life don't equal up, but they don't realize monkey see is a fantasy. Most of the stuff on the internet, the TVs, I used to work at the record label. I know most of that stuff is made up, it's fiction, not real. But these kids are taking that in, and adults taking it as, hey, my life sucks. So why live on? Hence
the suicide rate in teens and even adults is so high.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry, Amanda said flat Earth bullying should be the 6th.
but Sir Rod, what you're saying is critical, because I agree with you, because it is coming from what they call social isolation. Where we're so involved in social media, what other people are doing, we're isolating ourselves, and then when we isolate ourselves, we condemn ourselves, right? And it is epidemic. I mean, what do you teach? What do you teach your kids?
Well, I'm just getting into this. I'm going to teach it the same way when I go to African American schools or Black schools.
Yeah.
I don't really talk, especially high schools. I don't talk to the kids about bullying because it's a different effort there. We're just trying to keep them from killing themselves there.
Right.
So I tell them that they're infected with something called hood disease. And then I go prove to them that they're infected with this disease. Same thing I'm going to do with monkey see disease. I'm going to prove to them that they're infected with it. We all are infected with it to a certain level.
Right.
But the cure to self-bully or monkey see is basically education. You got to realize that you are infected, and then realize that you have a special gift, a special talent of your own that you're going to have to find and explore, and what you bring to the table. And it might take many years to do it, but I promise you, everybody has a special gift, a special talent, a special thing that something they could do better than anyone else in the whole wide world, but they'll never find it if they're trying to be Michael Jackson. Right. For me, it was trying to be Michael Jackson for many years and trying to be Prince. And I was trying to do everything but Sir Rod. But now that I'm Sir Rod, it's opening up a whole nother world.
Right.
So I feel like you cure monkey see disease with monkey see disease. Basically, you're going to have to copy somebody like myself who's decided to break the mold, become themselves, and live their best life.
Right.
Copy that. Don't try to copy Kim Kardashian. Don't try to copy Kanye West.
level up your models, right?
Yeah, level up your models. Exactly.
So Rod, I assume it's the same solution or similar solution with the hood disease, because I think that's like a lot of kids who are grew up in that atmosphere. They're so hopeless. They feel so hopeless. They don't see a solution, and they got to play this character. They got to play the tough guy, right? Or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So how do you
that same character in hood disease? I tell them that same character gets you killed in the hood. The same character that helps you survive in the hood gets you killed in the hood.
Right.
And so
yeah.
So how you do that? Basically, I tell them the 3 cures for hood disease is education, education, education.
Yes.
The first education is just having knowledge of hood disease, knowing that it exists. Now, when you go back home to your hood, when you see that kid with his pants sagging and his negative view of women and his cussing, his drinking and smoking, you say, "Oh, I know what. He's infected with hood disease." And that might be a parent that's infected with hood disease. That might be a family member that's also infected with hood disease. Then the next education is school. Yeah, you got to fight through school. You got to stay in there. Hood disease in schools, like a water and oil, they repel against each other. Right. So most of the kids who are infected with hood disease stay in trouble and suspension and detention all the time because of that thing. But I tell them if they can fight through it and stay in school long enough to graduate, then they'll be 90% cured from hood disease. And if they go on to continue their education like college or a trade, then they'll be 100% cured from hood disease. And then the final cure for hood disease is you got to become a lifelong learner of your thing, not your thing, but your thing. And I tell them that everybody has a special gift, a special talent, a special thing, something that you can do better than anyone else in the whole wide world. And then I go into that spiel.
Right.
And those are the cures for hood disease.
Well, this is so pragmatic. Do you not just love everything he's saying? It's so elegant. Isn't he just smooth as can be?
And I do have a question, if I can ever get it out.
Get it out.
Why were you motivated in the first place to even start this? Was it for you yourself, or did you watch your children get bullied? What inspired this?
When I first started doing school touring, I wanted to be like Russell Simmons. I wanted to be in the back and then send little young kids out to sing and then talk to the kids.
Right.
And I learned 2 things. First, I've learned that everybody doesn't have a gift to speak to kids. And we put a preacher into one of the schools, and he was talking about a turtle in a tree. We put a turtle in a tree, and he get there by itself. And he was saying all the wrong things. And something in me just started jumping. I mean, it just it's hard to explain, but it just aggravated me. He was missing the opportunity to speak with these kids. And I give me that microphone.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But I've always been the guy that's kind of defend, like even in school, the only fights I ever got in was defending somebody else.
Right.
Who was being bullied.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I
you had a heart for it.
So Rod, you're wonderful.
Yes.
People want to reach you and also get you booked on coming to their schools or coming to their groups, whatever it may be. How can they do that? Because you guys have a lot in common. You guys stood up against
because we stand up.
Yeah,
we're a voice for those who cannot speak.
Yes. So Rod, how can people reach you?
Sir Rod Patterson, SirRodPatterson.com. SIRROD Patterson. 2 T's.
And people can donate.
Oh yeah. Well, they can go to soundsofknowledge.com and just go to SirRodPatterson.com and everything's there.
Thank you so much.
Hey, Sir Rod, thank you so much. Really appreciate you coming in and spending this time with us. Hey, we got to get together, man. You know that always has to happen, right?
Hey, don't forget the seniors.
Yeah, absolutely. You got that right. And hey, listen, I'll be at Blind Willie's Friday night, man. Come on by. All right.
Okay.
So, guys, until then, we got a wrap up, our recap coming here with Shannon and myself, and we'll have some fun.
Yes, be right back.